Some of you may know who Deadpool is, but how much do you really know? Before you see his big screen live action adventure, here's 13 things you ought to know. Why 13? Because 14 would be a silly number for a list. Number 13. If most of your Deadpool knowledge is from X-Men Origins Wolverine, you need to forget everything you've seen. Everything. That never happened. That was not Deadpool. Number 12. When Deadpool debuted, he seemed very similar to Deathstroke at DC Comics. As a joke, the creators gave him the name Wade Wilson, similar to Slade Wilson. They even sort of fought in a Superman-Batman comic. Number 11. Wade Wilson was dying of cancer. After going through an experiment, he gained a super healing factor, but this made his normal and cancerous cells unable to die, giving him a scarred appearance.
You look like the topographical map of Utah.
Exactly.
Number 10. Wade Wilson took the name Deadpool during the time he was being experimented on. The guards had a Deadpool and gambled on which test subject would die next. Number 9. Deadpool is a character that breaks the fourth wall. In the comics, he first broke the fourth wall in 1999's Deadpool number 28 when Bullseye asked him how long it had been since they last saw each other. Deadpool replied, "Issue 16. We will likely see some fourth wall breaking in the movie."
Did I leave the stove on?
Number 8. Deadpool is known as the Merc with a Mouth. He talks a lot. A good example is when he was hard up for money and applied to be a herald for the planet-devouring being known as Galactus. Deadpool talks so much, Galactus had to dismiss him before he had a chance to get paid. Number 7. In the movie, Wade has a girlfriend. In the comics, Vanessa Carlyle was a shape-shifting mutant known as Copycat. She met and fell in love with Wade, who left her when he thought he was dying of cancer. She was first introduced posing as a mutant Domino. Number 6. Weasel is Deadpool's friend and sidekick. His real name is Jack Hammer. They first kind of met when Deadpool accidentally teleported back in time to Jack's high school days. Deadpool knew Weasel could help him repair his teleportation belt, so disguised as Peter Parker, he cost Weasel a job with Norman Osborn by telling him Weasel was on drugs. This led to Weasel turning to a life of crime. The two later formed a working relationship, with Weasel making weapons and gadgets for Deadpool. Number 5. One day, Weasel did the unthinkable and teleported to Deadpool's home in San Francisco. He discovered Deadpool's prisoner/housekeeper/mother figure, Blind Al. Deadpool would sometimes keep her in a small room called a box filled with sharp objects, although he never kept the door locked, figuring she wouldn't try to escape. They had a weird relationship and often played pranks on each other, with Blind Al usually outwitting Deadpool. Eventually, he gave her her freedom, but she refused, knowing she was a good influence on him. She has popped up again from time to time in the comics. Number 4. Deadpool is in love with Death. During the time he was being experimented on, he first saw Death and was surprised the Grim Reaper would be drop-dead gorgeous. She's frequently come into his life, but things just don't quite work out for them. Number 3. Deadpool's healing factor lets him regenerate and survive body parts being cut off. After a stalker collected severed Deadpool parts, they reformed as Evil Deadpool. Deadpool and Evil Deadpool ended up fighting, of course. Number 2. Deadpool's greatest weakness is kittens. When taking a gig with the evil Roxxon Corporation, a town decided to fight back because their water supply had been poisoned. A crazy cat lady attacked Deadpool with cats. Deadpool was helpless. Number 1. Deadpool doesn't really like chimichangas. He just really likes saying the word. It is possible he's come around, since he has been seen eating them from time to time.
Time to make the chimmy fucking changas.
There are some other facts you might be interested in, like Deadpool discovered he had a daughter. He married a queen of the undead who was supposed to marry Dracula, and he was also tricked into killing his parents, but he's not aware of this, so let's just keep that between us. If you're craving more Deadpool, pick up some comics, read them. Just be sure to avoid that other movie that absolutely did not feature Deadpool at all.